Good afternoon. This is Monday, the 12th of October. I'm Felicia on F1. I'm here to review the Eifel Grand Prix, where Lewis Hamilton claims his 91st victory to equal the great Michael Schumacher. Let's get to it. It's highlights, lowlights, hot takes, and shoutouts. I'll do my best to hurry up. Congratulations to Lewis Hamilton, 91st victory, as I said. Running out of adjectives to say how great he is. Did great capitalize on Bottas's error, even though Lewis was unable to qualify for pole, and then capitalized and used DAS to get ahead of Max Verstappen during the safety car restart. So great to him, did as much as he could, did all he could, got the victory. Felt very emotional during the helmet presentation from Mick Schumacher. Got a bit emotional, had a bit of tear in my eye. The picture of Michael's helmet in the podium with Lewis was brilliant to see as well. And I'm sure lots of those pictures and lots of things will come out. Articles have been coming out as a result. Congrats to him. Shout out to Daniel Ricciardo, first podium since Monaco 2018. This has been a podium for Renault coming, a long time coming for Daniel this season, so congrats to him. Pretty much aided by the safety car and Lando retiring. He was able to pit, get the fresh tires, and then able to hold off Checo at the end. Let's see what tattoo Cyril gets. I'm going to go for like German flag, something with Australian, and then maybe a French flag type thing. I don't know. We'll see. Nico Hülkenberg finishing P8th. Best standing by the German driver for a German Grand Prix. Brilliant job he's done coming in and parachuting in for, Checo, for British and the races in Britain, and then now for Lance Stroll for this race too. He should just hang out the Racing Point crew until the end of the season. Weird stat, quite sad if you're a Vettel fan. He scored more points in the last 7 races than Vettel has. Crazy. Roman Grosjean finishing P9. The Haas strategy worked, so props to him, which is quite nice. On to lowlights. Valtteri Bottas got pole. Was able to hold off Lewis in turn 1, but then unfortunately retired with a suspected MGUH issue. I don't know if he was able to come back at come back to Lewis after he messed up in turn 1 and Lewis was able to capitalize on that. I don't know. Would have been interesting to see, once if they had the tire strategy, how that would have worked out, pit stop strategy. But he is a full 3 races behind Lewis Hamilton for the to claim first in the championship. For Bottas to really come back, it would be really pretty much reliability issues for Lewis or other gremlins, really. And he's just thinking of more fate and luck, I think. On to Alex Albon, he retired unfortunately. Not his fault, but there was an issue with a rock getting into a part of the car, so he was losing power. But really, he was out-qualified by the perceived slower Ferrari Charles Leclerc, and then, still having that gap between him and Max. He's not having great Saturdays. That's been showing the season. I want him to do better. We all want him to do better. But, the sheen of the podium a few races ago is starting to wear off now. Ferrari, P7 for Charles was great, but he also qualified P4, so we probably expected better from Ferrari, and we expected maybe those upgrades to work a little bit better, but they're obviously not working. Sebastian pretty much having a nonchalant, anonymous day of P11, Groundhog Day for him, really every week. He's just counting down the races till he leaves to go to Aston Martin. Lando Norris, DNF, power unit issue, new power unit installed before the race and retired. He had the same issues as Carlos had in Spa, so that's what they're looking into. It'll be interesting to see that. Some hot takes and shoutouts. I expected more chaos this race because of the limited running, the lack of data, cold weather. But there was only 1 safety car and 1 VSC, and 1 big accident, really the 2 pretty much, Kimi going into the back of, the side of George Russell, and then, Albon clipping Kvyat. Not much action, which was quite interesting. I thought there would be more. So I don't know what this means for Imola, but I'd be quite curious to see, and maybe to do a format like this moving forward, just 1 practice and then the quality and then race. Kvyat all but out at AlphaTauri apparently, so watch the space. More news to come, but that's essentially the rumor. Nico and Sky, pretty cool. I don't know what your take is. I always enjoy his pseudo-trolly baity questions and comments. He doesn't give a shit about anyone because he's a world champion, a recent world champion. So he does say stuff to get people's attention. And just know that. I think that's kind of his MO. He is a YouTuber as well, so think about that. But it's always nice to see him on Sky. I always appreciate his commentary. I don't always agree with it, but you know, he's there for a reason and he serves a purpose. Some stat that was pointed out on Sky: Mercedes can wrap the Constructors' Championship next race if there's a Red Bull double DNF. Didn't think about that. So I guess I kind of pointed this out in Lando, actually with Lando and McLaren, which is something interesting. I want to take some time to kind of talk about this. I can't really wait for 2021. We know 2020 is pretty much wrapped up, and we have some midfield battles that are quite interesting. Of course, I'm still curious to see who's going to get that, that third place in the Constructors' Championship. But if you think about 2021, if we're going to look forward, two things. McLaren and Racing Point. I suspect the aero setup, they're going down the Mercedes nose aero setup. They're sticking with that. They're going to think it works at the moment. I think there's still some gremlins that they're trying to suss out, but they've gone down that direction. Racing Point, or Tracing Point as we say, are they going to have the same setup of car? And then if you think about it, they both have the Mercedes engine next year, the Mercedes 2020 engine. Really curious to see the performance of their car. And then if you think about the drivers on both ends, you have obviously Lance and Vettel with Aston Martin, and then you think you have Daniel Ricciardo and Lando. So it's actually like a really interesting battle. And then at the second point, you want to put Renault back into the mix. Alonso's coming back. Renault's starting to show back that potential they've had a couple seasons ago. Their reliability, it seems like they're really sorting out the reliability issues. What does that look like? So I'm actually just really curious to see, and is Ferrari going to come back in 2021? They're very confident. I've noticed some Italian press saying they're very confident about the 2021 engine. So I'm just really curious to see how that works, because I feel like there's going to be a lot more competition for this third place in the championship next year with the types of drivers that will be around. So I'm more looking forward to that. Watch this space. That's my video. I hope you enjoyed. Please comment, please like, please give me feedback. I'm still new to this. This has been Felicia on F1. Have a great day.